it's Kat here, and today I'm starting a new video thing on my channel called What I've Been Watching. Pretty self-explanatory, but I watch a lot of shit, so I figure make a video specifically for the watching stuff. So here we are. So I didn't talk about anything I watched in May because I didn't do like a favourites things video for May. So you're gonna get 2 of these videos this month. Normally it's gonna be a monthly thing, but today I'm doing May stuff, and then in a week or 2 you'll see what I was watching in June. Let's just get into it. So first up, in May I watched The Half of It, which is a film on Netflix. I feel like a lot of people watched because it just came out then, and then people watched it. But it's basically coming of age story about a girl who writes essays for people for money so she can put the money away, but then a guy asks her if she can write a love letter for a girl that he likes, and she does that, but also she fancies the girl as well. So it's a bit of a twist on the coming of age rom-com type thing, because the girl likes the girl, the boy likes the girl. It was an enjoyable enough watch. It wasn't groundbreaking, it wasn't amazing, it was just fun and cute and an easy watch. If you're expecting a sapphic love story, then this is not the film for you, because that's not where it heads. But if you want to watch just an easy watching coming of age, I enjoyed the friendship between the main girl and the boy. I'm sorry I'm not saying names, but I'm so bad with names I can't remember anybody's name in anything, so deal with it. But I really liked their friendship. It was nice, it was a good time, it was a good film. Watch it if you want. Next up, I finally watched the film version of Ready Player One. So I read the book a couple of years ago, I do believe, and I found out that the film was on Amazon Prime, so I gave it a watch finally, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I feel like Ready Player One is one of those very rare books where it doesn't matter if you stray from the source material, because the way it's written, there's just so many ways that you could do the same story. So I'll give you an example, because that makes no sense. In Ready Player One, there is this world called Oasis, where it's a virtual reality, and in the Oasis is every single game or world or place that you could ever imagine. So it doesn't matter what version of a VR world is in the film, because it all is the same sort of thing. In the book, there is 3 different trials that you have to do to get a key so you can own Oasis, because the main guy that owns Oasis died. And the trials are different in the film than they are in the book, but like I say, it doesn't really matter. It also means that it was translated into film better, because one of the trials in the book version is they go into The Shining. I do believe it's still The Shining. They go into The Shining and they have to say every single line of dialogue in the exact same dialect and the same inflections of the voices at the right time for like 10 minutes or something. They have to do the exact dialogue, and although reading that, it's very tense and very thrilling, and you're like, oh, I hope they don't mess up. That would be terrible to watch on a film, because first of all, you probably wouldn't be able to get the rights to use the literal full dialogue of the film. Number 2, it wouldn't be very thrilling to watch that, because you're just like, people are just saying the dialogue. Number 3, it'd probably be hard to film because you wouldn't be able to get the characters doing the dialogue perfectly. So the way they did it in the film is they still had The Shining, they had to go there, but the way they got the key was completely different. But like I said, I think it worked well, because it's one of those source materials that you can change and mould into a way that would be better for visuals, but still stick to the source material enough for it to be enjoyable for readers of the book and for new watchers of the film. Hopefully that made sense. I very much enjoyed the film. Obviously there were a few bits here and there that would have been better. For example, there's a girl in Ready Player One, and the whole thing is she likes to hide behind the VR because she has a birthmark, and she's meant to be, I think in the book she's quite overweight and not pretty, but in the film, you know, they jazzed and Hollywooded it up so she's very pretty, she's not overweight, and she's just got a bit of a wine stain birthmark on her face. So they did try and jazz that up. They didn't go the whole weight in any sort of way, because there's another part of Ready Player One book where the main character gains a lot of weight because he's just in the suit in the virtual reality doing nothing else and no exercise, so he gains a lot of weight, which would have been quite hard to film in the same space because you wouldn't want the actor to like put on loads of weight. But you know, I'll allow them bits because I think they made the film really well and it's definitely enjoyable watch whether you've read the book or not. Moving on. Next up, I have been rewatching Hannibal. So several years ago I watched season 1 and 2, but I never got around to season 3, so I thought it's about time I rewatched them first 2 series and actually finished season 3 because it's only 3 series long and there's no excuse because it's been on Netflix forever. So I'm almost at the end of my season 2 rewatch, and then I'll go on to the 3rd, which you'll probably hear about next month, I guess, if I watch it, who knows. But very much enjoyed it. It's very gruesome. For some reason, every single time I sat down to watch it, I was eating my dinner. I don't know why, but it became a meme, a personal meme for me. I'm like, why am I watching this again when I've literally just got food? But if you don't know, somehow Hannibal is a TV version of Hannibal Lecter. It's like one of them cop shows where each episode there's a different murder and they're trying to figure out who the murderer is, but also one of the people advising the police is Hannibal literal Lecter. So it's a fun time, it's a gruesome time, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. All of the murders are very over the top and very gruesome and very bloody, and there's a lot of psychological play-in with the mind of Will Graham, so definitely 18 plus. But what's weird is when I was rewatching season 2, I got to a point and I was like, I can't remember any of this happening. So I thought maybe I didn't watch all of season 2. And then about 4 episodes later and I was like, no, this character, I realised I know who this is. So that was random. I forgot a whole bunch of it, but then also I know I've definitely watched it because I know that character. There you go. Next up, I watched Charity at War, and not gonna lie, the only reason I watched this is because Janik Schumann is in it. And that's fine, that is a good enough reason. But Charity at War is a German TV show, like a little mini-series, about this hospital charity in the World War II. In World War II. Not in the World War II. And it's based on real life things that happened towards the end, like right at the end it tells you about each of the characters, like, oh, this person went on to do this person went on to do that. So it's based on real characters and a real hospital, and it's just them doing the hospital stuff while also certain characters are like trying to infiltrate and trying to give information about Hitler to the opposite side because they don't like Hitler. You know, a lot of Germans did not want him there. So it's nice to see the opposite side because I feel like most of the things about World War I or II are always from the side of us rather than Germany. So it was nice to watch something from the side of Germany and see these good people trying to help people in hospital and do their own thing. And also there's a gay relationship in there which obviously is against Hitler, so they have to be all secretive about it. And it was a fun time. I recently realised there's a season before that just called Charity, not Charity at War, so I'll probably watch that this month. Who knows, you might hear about that soon. It's an easy enough watch. There's only a few episodes, potentially 5 or 6 I think, so it's not a long series, and obviously it's in German with subs, but it was very interesting and very good, and Janik Schumann is in it, so obviously I watched it. Next up, I watched Toy Boy. This is a Spanish TV show, obviously in Spanish, English subs. You might be able to get dubs, but why would anybody watch anything with dubs? It's disgusting. But anyway, this is just a little bit of fun. It's a bit of a romp. It's kind of one of them TV shows that you know is trash, but also you really enjoy. It's about this guy who is a dancer, he's a stripper, and he gets accused of a murder and goes to prison for 7 years, and then he comes back out and is trying to figure out what actually happened, who did the murder, what happened, why there's all this corruption, and everybody that's really rich at the top is to do with this corruption, and it's about him and his other friends who are all work at this strip club thing, trying to figure out what's going on. Also, a great little addition, one of his stripping friends is also mute. He just is. And nobody talks about it. People just talk to him in sign language. Well, people talk to him because he's not deaf, and he just signs back to them, and it's just normal, and it's really just nice, refreshing thing to see. There's just a mute character there, just doing his own thing, normal, nobody mentions it. So that's really cool. And yeah, it's trash, but really good trash. And also, if you want to watch it because there's a strip scene every single episode, then do that, because there is. Every episode there's a bit where they're all in the club and they do a different strip, like they're firemen stripping, or they're angel stripping, or they're any other sort of stripping. So watch it for that if you want. people watch stuff for naked girls, watch stuff for naked boys. But beside from that, it's a fun, interesting sort of thing. There's a lot of mystery going on. There's a murder, and then there's like other things and other murders and other stuff that's happened in the past, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And then it ends on a cliffhanger. So hopefully season 2 exists and will happen, because pow, that ending. And yeah, just a fun time. Just a fun romp with strippers and murder. Who wouldn't want to watch it? Next up, I watched Big Zoo's Big Eats. Basically, Big Zoo, who is a grime artist, going around different places in England or in Britain, in the UK, and going to comedians and feeding them. Yeah, each episode he's with a different comedian, they do their stand-up show, and then after that he gives them a slap-up 3-course meal, and it's just a great time. It makes me hungry whenever I watch it because all the food looks amazing. His personality is just really cool as well. I really enjoy watching it with him and his 2 mates. And it's just a really easy watch, and it makes me want to cook more food. And most of the comedians on it are people that I very much enjoy, so that aspect is good as well. So if you like music and comedy and food, give it a watch. Next up, I watched Benjamin. This is just a random find. I think it was on YouTube. It's a film, but I found it somehow. And this is basically about this really awkward film guy who's gay, and he's just looking for love, and he's really awkward, and there's loads of little conversations where you're just like, oh, secondhand embarrassment. But it's good to see because you don't really see that on film very often. It's just a quirky little indie English film about a gay filmmaker making films, trying to make a film as good as his first one, and looking for love, basically. It's just, that's it. It's not deep, but it's fun. Next, I watched The Big Flower Fight on Netflix. This, yes, it's like Bake Off, but with flowers, probably. Yeah, so in this, there's a bunch of teams of 2 people, and each episode they have to build a different sculpture out of flowers and grasses and garden stuff, and it's just really cool, and all of them look amazing, and it makes me want a grass garden flower sculpture in my garden. But just watch it, because it's, I know it seems like such a random thing, flowers arrangement, but they're like 6-foot tall flower arrangements, so it's a lot. And I'm just going to put a couple of examples here, little spoilers. For example, there was one where they had to do insects, and pretty much all the insects looked amazing. There's also one where they had to create actual dresses, costumes for real people to wear, and the ending, the last 3 people, the last challenge was a fairy tale one, and it was just so cool. And watch it if you want to, if that sounds like something you're interested in. I put it on just as like something like a background noise, just thought, oh, I might be interested, but I watched the shit out of that. It was so good. And I just love watching anything with somebody being creative in it. And I've never seen flower arrangements like that, and it was very creative and very enjoyable. And then, sort of last but not least, I rewatched Superbad, which is a film that I've seen many, many times. I can't remember why, but just in the mood for Superbad, so I put it on. It was a fun time. If you haven't seen it, I don't know how, because it's been out for ages. It's just a comedy about a couple of guys trying to get beers for a party. That is the simplest way to put it. But it's just a fun time. McLovin, if you don't know McLovin, how? I'm not even going to talk about it because it's Superbad. How have you not seen Superbad? And then, actually last, I'm just going to mention a new YouTuber. I don't always have new YouTubers, but recently, the past few months, there's been like a certain person that I've been watching loads of. So I'm going to throw it in here. It might not be something that I put in every one of these videos, but some of them will have it. So the YouTuber that I've been blasting loads of is ONeil. I'm pretty sure I found her channel before May, but in May I watched loads of her things. It's just something you can put on in the background when you're doing something, because each of her videos is like a podcast, because she just talks about different crimes, different murders, different abductions that happened in the past. I generally go for watching the ones that are solved, because I'm just like, I want to know what happened and who did it. I don't want to know, oh, this thing happened and then nobody found out who did it. But they're interesting too. But yeah, normally I just listen to the crimes. Some of them I've already heard of, a lot of them I haven't heard of. And it's just something you can put on in the background and not actually watch. because all the videos are like 40 minutes to an hour long, so I can be tidying up or doing something else or writing or whatever at the same time. So yeah, if you like true crime, give ONeil a go, I guess. And there we go, that is the first of many what I've been watching. Let me know down below what you've been watching. If you've watched any of these, what did you think of them? If you want to watch them, now I've mentioned them, let me know down below. If this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, then please check out some of the others. And if you continue to enjoy, then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye. Do you think everyone should subscribe? Yeah, that's what I thought as well.